Hello there, it's me, Sari, here again, and today I'm here to make a card, an upright standing, clean and simple card, sort of. I have die cut papers, so I'm going to create a layer upon layer effect with these. I have used a die cut paper, sort of. I have die cut a word that says congratulations in Swedish, Grattis. I have die cut several shapes with stitch dies. Even this one, and this one seems to have got stuck there already. I've also die cut some shapes out of old book paper that I have glued on first on some cardstock, so it will feel a little bit more sturdy. I have also die cut the numbers 4 and 5 out of glittery paper like this, and I've got a piece of cork just to sort of tie together with the congratulations word there, and sort of to give this something else, and a bit of more interest, if you will. So what I have tried to do so far is actually just prepare the 3D foam tape, and I've just put it here and there so I would have the possibility of gluing it down easily. And since I'm going to have quite a lot of things on top of this card, I have chosen to cut a really sturdy paper into a card base, and I have actually used an A3 sized paper, I believe, which I scored first at the height, so it would be perfect or just nice looking for this piece of paper. So I scored it first there, and then I was able to just cut it in my trimmer. Otherwise the paper would have been too long for me to cut it. So now I'm just going to place this glittery cardstock there, hoping I'm getting it sort of straight. I think it's all right. And then the question of course comes to whether I'm going to use some piece of paper or something just to pop that one up a little. And I'm thinking that I might actually go ahead using something, or should I go and get myself some corrugated cardboard perhaps? So in this case I'm thinking, is it alright? I mean, is it the same height or is it lower? I think it's a little bit lower perhaps. And I'm thinking if I'm going to place this underneath, I'm going to get the height for that one as well. I'm just going to cut these into sort of slits or bricks or something similar. And I'll be gluing them down with some liquid glue or heat gun glue actually. But in order to do that properly, I'm going to lower the speed of my ceiling fan, because otherwise the glue is going to sort of dry beforehand and I won't be able to make it work. So I'm thinking of putting a layer upon layer upon layer here. Let's see where I'll end up when I'm finished with that. So I'm having my glue gun on the side here, so you won't be able to see it. But I think I'll try to do it like this. I'm going to put this rugged side, I don't think it's ready yet. Yeah, it is. Towards the cork, so I will have as plain a surface as possible towards the glittery paper, because that was also going to need some, I think, both glue gun glue, as well as perhaps some liquid glue in order to make it stay in its place. So with this I've actually managed to do it like so, and I know that the cork isn't perfect in size, but since I'm going to place this one over, it doesn't really matter. So I just made do with the thing that I had left, and I just wanted to use it as far as I could. So I'm thinking of just adding on some glue here. I mean, this is sort of a slippery surface, I must say, with the glitter and everything. It gives you a really nice glittery effect. So I'm just going to add on some glue with this, and I'm hoping it will be alright actually. So I need to just place it in the right direction, like so. So now I have some really nice dimension there. So there I am right now. So there's room for me to put things underneath if I would feel inclined to do so. And there are some glue strings here which are giving me a hard time. So I'm thinking, should I be really sort of boring and put it up there in a squarey mode? This one I have prepared also having put something there. This is going to be a quite higher card, I see, but it'll have to do. It's going to be different anyway. So the question is, because I'm thinking of using this one down here with the 45. Well, I could start with this one. Just going to peel off the layers there, and I think I'll just put some glue here and there in two places. I'm thinking that ought to do it. And I thought I would have the chance of just shifting it a little. Well, it'll have to do then. It's sort of a nice combination of colors. I mean, I'm not a pink person per se, but just look at that glittery effect there, combined with the matteness of that cork. So I've got this one. I do have this flat surface, so I'm thinking it ought to do. You know what? I'm just sort of getting the feel for this. I also had the thought of actually using some die cut tags that I was thinking of placing here, and I have inked these up or just brushed on some ink, Distress Oxide ink on these, just to sort of bind them together with this one. I also, while dye was in here on this piece of paper, I just brushed on some pink there just to sort of tie it together. So what was my plan? I'm starting to think about now. I mean, I did have, yeah, here it is. I forgot about this one, didn't I? So this one definitely is going to need something underneath. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Just put on some glue. Whoopsie. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. It's pretty difficult with all the whiteness here. Well, let's just go for it like so. And I think I'll just go ahead and put the glue there at once. And I'm going to make sure that I get it in the right way. And I'm out of focus again, of course I am. Could I do? Can't. So here it is. Something like this perhaps. And I'm thinking, I did prepare this one. I think it's going to work actually. And I might actually end up using a couple of roses as well. So let's see where I'll end up with this. I'm looking for the congratulations word. Seems like I have misplaced it, and the numbers are there as well. So, come to think of it, my thought was to actually have put the congratulations word on the white, which was supposed to be in the other direction, but I think I can actually make it work still by putting it here. Then it's going to be visible enough, so I don't think I have messed things up too much. So should I just put that flatly there, because then I have the possibility of tucking these in later. I'm thinking a little bit of height wouldn't have mine. I'm going to just take this piece of paper then, or carton, glue it down there, because the glue itself is also going to give it some height, some distance, so to speak. So there's yet another glue thread. I'm going to put it like so, and I'm going to put it like so. You see, this is mostly my thing. I mean, I have an idea, but then when I start making something, I mean, it just goes in another direction completely. So embrace your imperfections and let your process take it where it's going to take you. So I'm going to use some glossy accents, which is a quick drying strong adhesive from Ranger, and it's going to dry clear, and you could use it as an accent or you could just use it as a glue. And I'm going to place it there, and it's going to glue itself down rather quickly. And if I'm lucky, I might even have the small dot for the letter I here, but I'm thinking I'm going to have to struggle with that one because I can't find my tweezers now, can I? So I'm thinking of putting the glue there first. Whoopsie, it's a really big blob there. I can't find my tweezers, but I'm hoping I'll be able to do something with this. Hoping to be able to put it there somehow, and it's, well, it'll have to be what it's going to be. Can't really help it now, can I? So there we are with that. And I'm thinking, since I do have the height, you know what? It isn't too bad if I'm going to tuck it in there. I'm hoping to be able to create some interest just by chucking it in there, because then I'm going to create the layers upon layers, and it's going to be tucked in somewhere. So I'm peeling off the backing, and I'm adding on some hot glue gun there, glue. So I'm going to sort of make it go there. Hope it will work. Get it straight before. And then I'm going to take these numbers that I have prepared also with that 3D foam tape. And I'm thinking of placing the 4 a little bit on top of the sort of apricot coloured glitter paper. So in that case I'm also creating layer upon layer thing there. So I do have a lot of small bits and pieces, and just to make sure that I'm not going to show the tape, I just got to cut it off a little. I hope it's going to be alright. So I'm thinking putting the 5 there, sort of. Could be nice, couldn't it? Just look at that shimmer. Lovely. So now I have to choose. I got the congratulations, I got the 45. And it's a sort of romantic looking card, and it can stand on its own, and then there's a lot of room left to tuck in some bits and pieces if I want to. So, and why I'm choosing to use these is because I have this text here, so I just wanted to get them together. Yeah, I think I'm going to glue them down there. So I'm going to start off with the bigger one. Just take a little bit of glue there, put it there, sort of. And I'm going to take the second one, a little bit of glue, and I'm going to tuck it in just a little bit down below, because I want to create some sort of dimension there. Perhaps I could have had something there, but I'm not letting it dry completely flat on the other. I'm just going to lift it up. So I'm hoping the glue itself is going to make it stay a little bit higher there. And then of course I could have a look-see at some roses, which I have gotten years and years ago from Wild Orchid Crafts, and I must say that I do have really beautiful roses. So I'm looking for a brush now, a brush ending, but I'm thinking I could actually make do with this one instead. I'm just going to wrap it around so I have something to make it go around like that. And one might think that the rose is too big, or one might think that, oh my goodness, let's go all in and let's have no regrets at all. And I'm thinking perhaps, I'm not really keen on that one, am I? Perhaps I could go with this. I'm just going to keep it in the pink. Perhaps I could mix it up with a white and pink rose also, you never know. I do have an array of roses here. So in this case I'm not going to make that into a spiral, because then I can actually use it to make it pop a little bit higher. And the same thing could go for this one if I were to put it, perhaps even hide it underneath there. I could actually make it go there. So I can hide it a little bit. So if I'm going to glue it down like so, I could actually put in something else there. You see, I'm going to take a little bit of glue and hope I'll be able to tuck it there before the glue stiffens up. So I'm thinking if I'm going to put a flower there, it could be nice to have that spiral still there. So the question is whether to put, well, I don't mind it. I can actually put it there. I'm thinking of making a cluster out of all of these spirals. And that one seems to be keen on getting stuck there, so I'm just going to try to hide it here somehow. Let's see if I can make it work. And if I have a bud, I could go for that as well. Make it pop out there, but in this case I do need to cut it off a little bit shorter. Just have to make do. And I'm going to lift it up a little. Hopefully I'm going to get it stuck there. So now I've got a couple of roses there, and I'm hoping it'll get stuck there. And I could take another rose bud, and I'm just going to haphazardly cut it off like so. And let's see if I can make it work by putting it here somehow. Well, it's alright, isn't it? So I'm just going to put some glue there somehow, and I'm going to poke it in there. So what I could do now, of course, is add on some glitter. So I could go for some stickles that hang on there. And there are many ways to use stickles. I mean, I mostly like to use see-through ones. I don't like the colored ones. I mean, early in the days I just bought all the colors, but I never used them. And instead I actually like to enhance the color of the rose or whatever I'm deciding on decorating. So diamond stickles is one of my favorites, and I'm just going to add a little bit here and a little bit there. Well, the rose is spiraling on me there, isn't it? So just going to put it here and there, a little bit on the petals or the leaves and petals actually, I think. So we have it here. A little bit on those buds as well. I'm not sure if you can see the glitter as well as I can, but I'm happy with it anyway. So this card, of course, is best if it's given hand to hand, because if I'm going to put this in an envelope, it's going to get flattened, I'm sure. But you could also build yourself a box and put it in there. So that's it basically, and hopefully I will be able to give this to a recipient pretty soon. Sort of nice layout, I think. I'm just pondering about the fact, should I have any more stuff going on here? Should I have a half pearl or something? Hang on. Sometimes it's nice to either go with these. I'm thinking, or one could even go for something completely matte. Let's see if I can show it to you what I mean. These are on the big side, I must say, so they are a little bit too big for my liking for this project. I mean, I love these otherwise. So let's see, I'm just going to put it there, just to have something different coming up there. You're barely seeing it. And I'm going to put 3 of these on this project, I am. So I'm just going to create that visual triangle. I mean, these aren't really up in your face. I'm thinking these are rather nice. They have a really good strong adhesive. They are stick well to that. So the problem is for me to decide where I want to put it. Should I go there perhaps with that one? So I have a visual triangle there. So the roses and that one is going to tie it up, sort of. So what do you think? Let me know. I sort of like these colors. I mean, I challenged myself for this one, I must say. I'm going to sign off right now, and I hope you have a splendid time until I'm back again. Bye-bye.